All right, let's get back into this part 2 of this conversation. Hall of Fame, since they making it a mockery right now. Oh, we don't want Bill Belichick. Oh, we don't want Robert Kraft. We don't want the most successful. We just want. All right, Shannon, Ocho. They had a deep start to it. Let's finish it.
But I'm looking at the NBA. They got like orange jackets. I'm looking at MLB. They got blue jackets. Why didn't you pick one of those?
Because
Why
they have nothing to do
jacket?
with football, and I don't know what their jackets look like because I don't play in the NBA. I don't play in the MLB, but I know what the ones that I know what the ones in NFL
Why pick
look
a
like.
gold jacket? Why do you need to let people that says, you know what, I don't need your validation? Why would you choose a gold jacket?
Because
Woo! Shannon off to a fast start, and they're off. He's like, yo, you trying to tell me right now, retroactively, you don't need validation for being in the Hall of Fame. Your numbers are your numbers. You just cool with it, whatever. If you ever got in, obviously you'll be appreciative, show gratitude, and show up and probably be emotional and cry. But now you're trying to say all that distant from the emotion and distant from the reality of, isn't this you? Who are you doing this for? You, or are you doing this for them? Who you say you don't need validation from? Woo, 10-8 round. Let's go.
that's the jacket that y'all wear.
Why do you care?
I don't care.
You don't need it. You don't care about that.
Which is why I made my own.
Okay, so why'd you go get a gold jacket and put
That
it on the
is why
sideline?
I made my own. And I'm telling you and I'm showing you. I made the message clear when I was still playing.
But a part of me thinks that
you know.
because
Now you don't know me long enough. Don't do that. Don't, Nick. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't.
All right. Don't do it, Unc. Yeah, you got to keep your partner, right? I'll do it because I like both of you guys. You don't care about that car. You don't care about that girl, but you're going to do a replica of it and say this is it, but I don't care about it. You sure about that? Right. That's kind of what they saying, right? You know how we do it. We used to play contact and bingo, all those games. Remember you sitting at the bus stop? Every car that go by that you want to contact. Bingo, bingo. You don't care about that car? No, I don't care if I get one. You sure?
Do that. But come on.
It's just me, Ocho. I think a part of you.
One thing about that, I love you to death. I love you to death, and you know that's something that I don't care about. You know that. Hold on.
Me personally, I think you're more than worthy.
No. Do you see what they did to Bill Belichick? You see what they did to Bill?
Listen. What they did to Bill.
You see what they did to T? You see what they did to T.O.?
He's not going to be the last.
I would never, ever give those that never had to coach against me, that never had to try and stop me, tell me whether I'm worthy to put on that jacket. Man,
Now this is getting a little far upstream. We're getting off course. You got to understand where this started. It started not even in this conversation. It started with the fact that this guy on the left, Shannon Sharpe, is a Hall of Famer. So out of respect to my co-host, let's have this conversation that obviously got heated or a little more contentious than the average convo because we're real with each other. But let me be real about it. The Hall of Fame matters because I'm one, a Hall of Famer, but two, it's the ultimate individual achievement. So let's not act like it ain't. You are now sitting here comfortable in this air-conditioned room saying, I don't care about all that. I don't. But he's like, I got receipts of you actually showing you did care. So what was this or what is this? But they are not the same. And he's trying to say, I'm not going to let them who vote you in, who allow you to go in, have power over me, power over my career, power over who I am. That's two different conversations. So let me see if Chad grabs that shovel and digs himself out of this. Let's go.
But my point is, Ocho, okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, you're not a first ballot or a second ballot Hall of Fame. But guess what? Your whether you're first, second, third, 15th, sometimes they go into the senior committee. You're in the Hall of Fame. With that being said, I think your resume speaks for itself because I'm basing Ocho on the time that he played. So basically from, I'm going to say 2001 until 2010. That body of work. So let's compare Ocho against the other receivers from 2001 to 2010. That's all we can compare it to. I can't look at Ocho and say, well, because people going to say, man, Ocho numbers better than Lynn Swann's. Ocho number better than John Stallworth. But they didn't throw the ball. I got to look at Ocho in the era in which
you see how you're doing it and you comparing it. Them folk don't think the way we think. And I understood that. Them folk don't like me, man, we can't get this.
I think they do like you. Some of them do.
No. Remember we went to high school and there was one bad little kid that was over in the principal's office. That was me. I enjoyed. Hey, listen, I enjoyed. I embraced being that villain. I came into the NFL with one thought.
Yes.
With one thought. I want
get your money.
That too. I don't care about that because I kept giving that back every goddamn week. But I want to be one of the best to play the position. That's it. I wasn't worried about no jacket and all that good stuff.
Okay.
That was it. I want to come out there. I want to have fun.
Where did they send the best to play the position in a particular sport when their career is done? Where did they send the best that play a position when their career is done? No matter the sport, be it tennis, be it baseball, be it football, be it basketball, soccer, whatever the sport. So whatever it is, you said I wanted to be the best. You were. The Pro Bowls in a 10-year span, you went to 6 Pro Bowls. You were an all-pro. So.
Gotta stop you right there. So, let's get real. Yeah, that's some clarity right there. You're starting to see it. Because the temperature dropped a little bit. The emotions kind of getting out of this. Let's just break it down. You wanted to be one of the best to ever play the position. Well, there's, let's just say, a garment. A certificate of garment that they give out for those who are deemed that same person. And it's the Hall of Fame jacket. And Ocho knows that. Shannon knows that. But this is why it's a blind spot for Ocho. And I get it. Because I couldn't get it. I'm going to say that again. I get why this is a blind spot for you, Ocho. Because I couldn't get it. I'm so far removed from the stove that is hot. I don't feel the temperature. I'm so far removed from being a Hall of Famer. There's no chance in hell Marcellus Wiley, I don't want to say it like that, but I had to say it, will ever be a Hall of Famer. So guess what? I can see clearly now that chance is gone. You can't. You know why? Because you're too damn close. One breath, yeah, you're a Hall of Famer. If you played against Ocho, you saw Ocho play, Hall of Famer. I'm not even going to kid y'all. I'm not even trying to kiss up. Real spit. He was a dude. However, also, you could say, but you could think about the Patriot times, right? But as you know, as he knows, these damn reporters going to think about some of the antics. So now he's trying to do this new calculation that makes him feel a little better, softer mattress to lie on, and say, oh, man, I ain't care about that. You can make the argument of anybody who ever played, ever, he cared the most. You don't believe me? Look at that. Who else did that? Go ahead.
That speaks for itself. Now, I think the thing is, Ocho, I think that I don't, because you didn't get in trouble. You wasn't getting, look, you had the little hiccup, but your career, I mean, and it ended. But listen to me. You didn't get in trouble when you wasn't speeding and you wasn't fighting and you wasn't doing all this other stuff. Yeah, the dancing, the sombrero and all that stuff, that's entertaining. They're not supposed to use what did Ocho do on the field.
Yeah, but Shannon, let's not be disingenuous. They're supposed to. Like, what grade are we in now? Come on, man. You know what they're using. T.O. was not first ballot. What you think they're using? Come on.
Somebody got that 100 catch, those 1,300, 1,400 yards. Somebody did that consistently.
They don't care about that. They don't. You know that. Come on now.
Why you think they don't care about it, Ocho?
Because I refuse to change, and I wouldn't. Man, you know what's funny?
What, T.O. didn't change? Look,
and what they do to him?
They did. It was, and see, that's why. Look, I'm upset that they did. I'm upset what they did to Coach Belichick, but I'm not nearly. You know, I was on network television then.
Absolutely,
I was livid.
Yeah,
but I knew it from being around, because like when you're on network television and you see these people a lot more. I don't see a lot of the voters like I used to, Ocho, because you got 33 writers that write for a team, and then you got 18 independents. So you got 50 men and women that go into a room that never played the game, that tell that, and at the end of the day try to tell you how great you were.
Da-da.
Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, I don't know. That sounded like at the end, did you say what you meant when you were on network TV or not? Because you was around them people that were voting. I don't know. I'm not even gonna give that context. I don't understand it. I won't give that connotation, I should say, because I don't know the context. I will say this, though. It felt like therapy. That was magical. Like, I see why that's one of the best shows, if not best show. I told you, I don't watch any show from beginning to end. Maybe it's me, but I just can't see 2 hours or 3 hours or anything and watch it from beginning to end when it's something that I'm doing myself, or I like to look at the clips. The only thing I got time for with my itty bitties is watching a movie that long. But this was therapy. Because you can see the layers peeling back of Ocho really telling himself, like every ghetto child has, I don't care about that. I don't want that. Only because they can't have that. Even if they could have it, they don't want to risk putting themselves out on that emotional cliff to see themselves teeter and see if it's going to happen or not, if it's going to go down or not. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear of success, all bundled up in one little package. And Chad, like, I am not going to be vulnerable to those people's opinions about who I am. That's all that was. And I'm feeling that, and I'm trying to figure out, when did I do that? Because I remember doing that exact thing where it's like, it was this. When I used to work out, I remember it was like 9th, 10th grade. I used to work out, and I would be it felt like I was going 100%. But I'm going to be real to y'all, because it clicked one day. I was like, I'm not going as hard as I can. And I remember I was at Dorsey. I was at Dorsey High School. I didn't go to Dorsey, but I was up there training. And I'm at Dorsey, and there was a bunch of people in the stands, like dudes who were just hanging out, and they were talking to the girls, macking. And I'm running. And I'm doing striders, and I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not running to the point of exhaustion, throwing up, trying to make it to the league. And then I was walking, I was doing like straightaways and then curves, I would walk and all that. And something slapped me. It's like, dog, you running with them like they're the judge. You scared to go all in because you don't want to hear the giggle or the dudes like, man, you ain't fast. You ain't doing nothing. Meanwhile, he's sitting up there sitting on his ass with a trapper keeper talking to the homegirl. I'm doing something, but I didn't want that judgment of him saying I ain't good enough. He go to Dorsey. He probably see ballers all the time. He looking at me like, man, you ain't doing nothing out there. What this little kid? Whatever, it was in my head. And I remember that was the first day I slapped it out of my head. I said, go hard or go home. That's the moment. I think that Chad just went through one of those where he's looking at others for their judgment and validation, and instead of even caring what they said, he said, I don't want them to have control over me. So he just cut bait. That was deep. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff.
Let me put you on to something that's part of my daily routine now. VINIA, not a powder, not a pill.
It's the Daily Chews 2X formula. And yeah, they taste good too.
It's plant-based. No stimulants, no crash, no jitters, no banned substances, no junk. It's Informed Sports certified. Just something that actually delivers. Link in description, vinia.com/Marcellus. Discount code Marcellus10 for a 10% discount. Wow.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the purpose.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.